to see Breaking Bad turn into Better Call Saul, turn into Nobody One, Nobody Two, you can't dream of a better lottery ticket win than that.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I love your tropical background. Absolutely loved this sequel. I watched it with my fiance. We love these films so much, and I love you as Hutch. I specifically love the scene in this sequel where he fights in the arcade and he's like using the arcade toys as weapons.
Yeah.
Take me back to filming that scene, and what did you love about having to film in that specific setting?
Well, I was very close to the writing of this movie, and I knew that was the moment where Hutch blows his stack. And so I love that opportunity. I love that moment. The character's ground down by all these little mistakes and problems that whenever you go on vacation, you're like, this is going to be fun. And then things go wrong. Whatever, your plane's late, delayed, you don't get to the airport, and you're like, I can't believe it's supposed to be vacation. And so here we take the character, we put him in a place, he's kind of had a rough day. Part of it is his fault, and he gets an excuse to act out and blow his stack. And now the thing about the arcade fight, which is one of the many fights in Nobody 2, there's a lot of action in Nobody 2, more than Nobody 1. I give tons of credit to Timo Tchajanto, the amazing director of Nobody 2, who wanted the fights to be bigger and harder and more interesting. And but we got to do comedy fighting, like humorous fighting. And I wondered if people would accept it, because I love the Jackie Chan films. I love Police Story and all those early films he did. And I wanted to do some of that kind of fun comic fighting. And so here we got to do it in the arcade fight. And I'm so glad that you point that out and liked it. Because the question becomes, is our audience going to let us do this? Because we've already established Hutch as a pretty grim, intense guy. And the fights in Nobody One were hardcore. And I think that we've moved a little bit into the comedy realm, which is the place I'm most comfortable.
That's really cool, and I love you bringing up the Jackie Chan references, and then the fact that this was like the comedic, scene for him to fight. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you
So
meant,
for instance, when I
yeah.
beat the guy with the what's it called? The machine in the arcade where you hit the
Oh, yeah,
scrounge.
that was my favorite. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the mole, like the
The
whack-a-mole.
whack-a-mole. Yeah. When I
Yes.
hit the guy with the whack-a-mole hammer, would it fit in the world of the movie? And it does. And part of that is these stunt guys are so good. They sell it, man. Yeah.
You mentioned vacation, and I take a cruise vacation with my dad every single year. Our
Oh,
last cruise a month ago, he was late to dinner every single night because he was in the stateroom watching Better Call Saul for the third time. So I'm wondering for you, you've played that character over so many years, and when did you realize this is a special character to me? This is a role of a lifetime.
well, honestly, it was a special character from the first scene I did with Walter White in Breaking Bad, in the scene where we're in my Saul's office and he's telling Walter White who he is and how it's a invented name and an invented character. We were doing that scene. It was my second scene that I shot in Breaking Bad. The first scene was the commercial, Saul's commercial. And so it was the first scene where I was engaging with a character from Breaking Bad. And we finished a take, and one of the cameramen said, "Can I get a job on the sequel?" Making a joke about Saul being a good enough character to build a sequel out of. And everyone laughed. And I just knew this was really a gift that I was given and had not earned and was thankful for immediately. So to see Breaking Bad turn into Better Call Saul, turn into Nobody One, Nobody Two, that's just, I don't know. You can't dream of a better lottery ticket win than that.
You're a huge part of that lottery ticket, Bob, because you are multi-talented, and I thank
Uh,
you for your time today. Jimmy
Thanks.
and Kim is one of my favorite TV couples of all time, and I
Ah,
honestly wish they could have worked it out so much. But
yeah.
thank you so much, Bob, and I can't
Yeah.
wait for audiences to see Nobody 2 when it's in theaters next week.
Thank you so much.